Koby is one of the most controversial characters, being the first major character Luffy meets after leaving his home island and starting his journey as a pirate. Yes, you heard me right. Luffy met Koby over any of the other Straw Hats that we all know are Luffy treats as his family to this day in the Elbaf arc. With Oda showing us that Roger told Garp he was as close as his own crew members because of the battles they had over the years, and entrusting him to take care of Ace. The parallels for Koby are insane, and with the current events of One Piece involving Vegapunk's message, even having Marines trying to find the One Piece first before the pirates actually obtain it, and that iconic panel during Egghead Island when it comes to the fate of the world decided by who finds the One Piece, with the Yonko on top, and in the bottom half, if you look in the middle, you see Immu, and right beside Immu is Koby in the middle, meaning these will be Luffy's biggest oppositions in the end game that are not pirate. And I want to say this, we have seen Koby mature throughout the story, from standing up to Alvida, to his training with Luffy's grandfather, Vice Admiral, Hero of the Marines, Monkey D. Garp, to challenging Luffy at the end of Enies Lobby and failing relatively easily. But of course we have to understand this, but also showing his dream to be an admiral, in which Luffy replies, you have to reach that if I'm going to become Pirate King, showing Luffy's faith in Koby getting to the peak of the Marines. Luffy, of course, at that moment just saw Aokiji's power right before the arc before, so he knows Koby's goal is lofty, but just like Luffy's goal is lofty, Luffy wants to achieve it so Koby can achieve it. Then Koby again tried to stop Luffy during Marineford War to no avail, getting low dipped easily, to him standing in front of a current fleet admiral in Akainu and risking his life to try to stop Akainu from this war, and how both sides are just dying for no reason, while also getting the respect of Yonko Shanks, who comes in the nick of time to save Koby, who looks like Koby gets conquered hockey by Shanks, but actually just him passing out. The moment of the near-death experience of Akaino's magma almost touching him. Koby also learned hockey during the war and had huge potential going into the time skip. And now the last time we saw the new hero of the Marines, it was when Koby was, of course, thinking back on Luffy saying he wants to become king of the pirates. And Koby explained how it would take wealth, fame, power. He would have to achieve it all. And Koby also says, don't tell me you're after the One Piece. He then realizes he has to stop Luffy's dream from being realized. So today's video, I did a deep dive on how Koby's friendship might be the biggest hurdle he has to face when trying to defeat the future Pirate King, Monkey D. Luffy. Usually I make videos on how Luffy has to go through the opposition, but this is the first time where Luffy is the opposition in a weird way. Now, of course, Oda recently was questioned about the Rocky Port incident. I'm going to read this question out for you guys. Please tell us about the Rocky Port incidents that became the cause of Koby being hailed as a hero. Oda answered, since explaining would take too long and I don't think this will be depicted in the main story, but here's a summary of the Rocky Port incident. Hearing that the pirate island holds an important poneglyph, Law hijacks a massive passenger ship called the Rocky Port and infiltrated the island. This ship happened to be carrying the king and important nobleman of a certain country. However, the ship Law wanted to board was actually a smuggling vessel, flying the same nation's flag and involved in dealings with the pirate island, which led to major trouble. Law clashed with the pirates, and soon after, Koby and Blackbeard separately arrived on the island for their own reasons, leading the three to join forces. As a result of the incident, Blackbeard became the king of Pirate Island, Law was recognized as one of the 7 warlords of the sea, and Koby was hailed as a hero. Now, I feel like Oda's just telling us the Rocky Port incident is a team up of Law, Blackbeard, 2 Willa D pirates heavily connected to Luffy. Oda did this for a reason. He doesn't just do just random things, and I feel like it has future purposes because he would just depict it in the main story if it had something to do with the past or the current story. It was more so Oda just wanted this event to happen so it can come back later as being significant. And I have to be completely honest, it did come back later when it comes to Law confronting Blackbeard in Naked Island and Koby being captured by Blackbeard on Pirate Island. So seeing the hero of the Marines, and I was a Lily too as well after Wano, like we're seeing that the Rocky Port incident, it became a big thing during the final saga. Actually, the beginning of the final saga is right when Wano ends. So I think Oda, I understand why he did it. Still, fans want to see Law, Blackbeard, and Koby team up. It's just cool to see against Ochoku, of course, or otherwise known as Wang Ji of the Rocks. So that would have been cool to see, but I think, let's be honest here, Oda did this for a future reason, and now we're in that future reason. That's why Oda explained it recently. He usually would not do this, but he's explaining it recently, and now we're gonna see it probably in a quick flashback when it comes to Koby actually being highlighted. It looks like Oda doesn't want to highlight it with Law. He wants to highlight it with Koby, Blackbeard, and Luffy has to be some way involved when it comes to the main plot line, which I can't wait for. Now, the first time we actually see Koby do anything meaningful after the time skip is actually after a lot of arcs. Yeah, we go through Fishman Island, we go through Punk Hazard, we go through just Rosa, we go through Zoe, we go through Whole Cake Island, and then we get to the Reverie, and that's where Oda brings back Koby. It makes sense. The Reverie, world government, Marines being escorting these kings and royal family. It makes sense that Oda would choose this for, of course, Koby's debut post time skip. Yeah, we had a special episode, but this is canon. And Koby grabs this torpedo, swims up, and throws it to a safe zone with his raw power. It's very impressive. Koby acted like he didn't help too, so he's very humble, which we always knew Koby's humble. And Helmeppo pretty much hypes up Koby's observation haki to extreme levels. Kiros even mentions the Rocky Port incident, which I just talked about. I previously mentioned, of course. And then Koby humbly says, "I'm no hero," to which he thinks, wow, Kiros looks tough. This is a thought bubble. And Kiros thinks he does not want to take credit for the torpedo he just stopped, showing Koby's power, but also his character in this moment. And then we see his reaction to Luffy being a 5th Emperor. He's crying, it's happy. Luffy doing what he said back in the day. Now he's actually achieving it. So Koby actually has to reach this title of Admiral as well. And he has a lot of work to do because Luffy looks like he had a head start. And then Rebecca and Leo see he's cool with Luffy, and that causes a little like squirmish here. Like, yo, Marine, cool with Luffy. I feel like Oda wanted to show Koby is strong. His training after the time skip did come to fruition, but Oda wants to show us the growth that he still needs to become. Not just his strength, but his character. He's too mesmerized by his friendship with Luffy, and this is what this whole video is about. I feel like this is what Oda wants us to show when it comes to the growth of Koby. Then Koby is next time seen in the middle of Wano, and a lot has happened. Like, we already saw Luffy versus Kaido and Curry. We saw Big Mom pulling up. Like, Wano was already looking like a hectic arc, and then Oda comes out of nowhere before the Onigashima raid even began, 1/3 through the Wano arc, and has X-Drake talks to Koby and lets Koby know the Wano politics, especially on CP0 dealing with Orochi. And we have to understand this is really bad because CP0 is one of the highest world government groups, and them dealing with Pirate Island, like Wano's a pirate island, it's not even affiliated with the world government, shows how far they have fallen. And then, of course, Koby lets X-Drake know he's going to capture Boa Hancock, which made, at the time, a lot of the fans were laughing. Like, yo, Koby capturing Boa Hancock? That's hilarious. A lot of fans have to give respect to Boa Hancock's power. She has 3 types of haki. She has an overpowered Delphi that even Blackbeard recently overhyped. She's like literally low diffing vice admirals and top young commanders with relative ease. Like, she's a lot of hacks. So plus she has physical power. They know that strength is beauty on Amazon Lily, so for her to be the strongest, Empress has to be the strongest. She's the strongest character on a island that highlights strength and haki. So yeah, we always respect Boa Hancock's power. So Koby saying he's gonna capture, like, it was laughable. But now, if Koby said it now in the current story, it wouldn't be that laughable. Koby has progressed immensely now that we're in Elbaf. Like, he's incredibly, like, it's night and day how strong he's gotten. So we actually get that moment of Koby being on Amazon Lily, not just talking about it, and he goes with a peaceful route. Like we said, he's a very peaceful guy, and says to Boa Hancock, surrender and we leave, and we'll leave Amazon Lily alone, we won't touch your peoples. And yeah, Boa Hancock replies, and pretty much she's about to kick the shit out of Koby. After low diffing vice admirals and Yonko commanders, she's about to kick the shit out of Koby's face. And I don't know where Blackbeard saves Koby. It's insane though. Like, I'm a pirate of that level saving a Marine against another pirate. It was cool to see, but it was like, whoa, crazy dynamic. And then of course, Boba already turned so many people into stone, and if Blackbeard killed her, she can't turn them back. Like, pretty much they're done. If Blackbeard kills Boba, his peoples die as well, and the Marines die as well. And Blackbeard even asks Koby for some advice, and Koby obvious answers, don't kill her, we need our people. And then of course Blackbeard's like, yeah, but she probably is gonna low diff me and you if I do release her, and goes on to try to kill her. But it shows how tricky Boa Hancock's power is, and like how Koby is very good at logically understanding what's going on in front of him. I thought it was pretty cool how Blackbeard also gave respect to Koby for doing him a favor when defeating Ochoku, the former king of Pirate Island, showing that the Rocky Port, yeah, Oda's wanted to pick to the main story, but Oda still wants it to be a major plot line in the story. The Rocky Port incident is not like the God Valley incident, but still, it's an incident. Now, the next time we see Koby is actually when he's captured on Pirate Island Beehive, and he's actually escaping with other people who were captured on Pirate Island Beehive, civilians. And Koby makes himself a decoy so others can escape. He throws away his own wants for others. He's the perfect Marine Admiral just by his personality and how he moves, his character. Throwing away his wants for others shows how helpful he is, and that's what I think a Marine is. A Marine is just helping the people. We see then a flashback of Blackbeard speaking to Koby, and Blackbeard is telling Koby like, yo, he wants to make this his own country. He wants to become a part of the world government. He wants to be the king of this country, and Koby just calls him crazy and says it won't work because I'm sword. And that's where we got Aokiji explaining that Koby is a Marine, but he's technically not a Marine. Like, he pretty much gave in his Marine code, so it helps the Marine if Koby and Sword do something messed up, they can just say, yeah, they're not part of the Marines. But it also gives them the chance to do whatever they want to do. Like, they can go against the Yonko. Other Marines need to get clearance before doing that, as we saw in this moment. I also thought it was very interesting how Koby technically teamed up with Moria, because Perona, once saving Koby, said please save Moria as well. So he was ashamed of it for teaming up with the pirate, but it did foreshadow him teaming up with the pirate in the future and being disgusted. And I think that perfect pirate is Luffy in the final war at some point. And if you guys all know, like, we already see Oda highlighting back in the days how Garp and Roger and pirate Marine dynamics, like, and then of course we also have Smoker back in Alabasta with Luffy, Fujitora, and Just Rose. Like, Marine and pirates working together is not a new concept for One Piece. And I love how Garp comes in there as the strongest Marine. Like, yeah, there's a lot of strong Marines there. We see Tashigi, we see Prince, we see Koby, we see Helmeppo, we see Suru's granddaughter. Like, we see there's strong Marines, but Garp comes in there as the hero of the Marines, and the first thing he says is, Koby is the future of the Marines and my protege. Showing respect to Koby as a character, showing respect to Koby's future. I honestly feel like it gave verification or confirmation that Koby is going to become a guy who's extremely powerful at the end of the story. Even though the end of the story is right now, but it's like, still, I like how Garp did that. But we also see Koby, some of his weaknesses, and that's him being so gullible in believing things, because he believed that the civilian needed his help. Like I said, he throws away his own wants, and because of that, he got stabbed. Yeah, no, not him. He didn't get stabbed, but Garp got stabbed. And with his sincerity and truthfulness, Koby was fooled. And Koby knew it was his fault, but Garp said, no, you think he was going for you? He was going for me the entire time. Garp's just being nice. Really, Koby was the reason why Garp got stabbed here. Yesterday, the Rain probably knew that Garp would have stepped in, because they knew they couldn't kill Koby. Teach would have been pissed off about that. So I thought it was still, at the end of the day, it was pretty cool how this whole dynamic here happened. When Avalo Bizarro started wilding out, Koby was panicking, and a wounded Garp said, don't lose your head. These words will be big for the final saga, because there's going to be a lot of craziness in the final saga. Like, after Elbaf going to be craziness too, but after Elbaf, when we actually get closer to Laugh-Tale, finding the One Piece, the final war with Imu, like Gorseis, Holy Knights, Revolutionaries, and Marines, and Pirates, of course. I feel like that's where Koby should not lose his head. And I think he's going to have a lot of moments where he thinks on Garp's advice and Garp's wisdom that he gave him, and probably even relate to Luffy as well. So I like this from Garp. And then we see Koby sacrificing himself for 800 sailors back in Amazon Lily, when Rayleigh came out of nowhere and saved the people who were stoned. And those 800 sailors that are captured by the Blackbeard pirates, Koby sacrifices himself. Blackbeard was down to fight though. He was down to scrap with Koby, and these guys have history when it comes to the Rocky Port incident. But yeah, it didn't happen. And it's gonna be Rocks versus Roger Garp 5s. I don't know what it is, but Blackbeard versus Luffy and Koby. It looks like Oda really wants this to happen. There's a lot of hints around the story, and this is one of them. But I thought it was pretty cool. Some of my favorite parts in the One Piece story, not just Koby's storyline, the entire One Piece story, is learning about Koby progression. It's really interesting. We learned Koby actually puts 200 times the effort since he sucks at fighting. It gave me Rock Lee vibes from Naruto. When done right, in my opinion, because Rock Lee had a lot of wasted potential. And I feel like I like how that was a callback to when Brand New said no one's born a hero, it's a strength you have to earn. And when seeing Garp's daily routine, Brand New said this, and we learned that, of course, Koby with 200 times effort. I thought that was a callback. And we learned why Garp was confident in Koby stopping Pizarro, because he did the Aokiji Garp training, punching his fists bloody on battleships. Helmeppo told Garp that Koby was doing this training. And he did this after training with Garp. Like, he trains with Garp, and then during the night he does this extra training. And Koby looks like an ant to next to about Pizarro's hand. It's huge. And Koby's logic was people will die because of him. So he uses advanced armored haki, the same one Luffy used with Red Rock to damage Kaido, and Kaido was thinking about the 5 characters that could fight him, and messes up Pizarro's huge colossal mountain of an arm. And you even see the damage to Apollo Pizarro's main body, blood everywhere. And Prince is shocked when Koby gained that kind of strength. Like, he's like, where'd you get this power from? And Koby doing this will make him exponentially stronger in the final saga, because now this is how One Piece works. When you get stronger, it's easier to get stronger because you're learning those little new things you learn. You can just add on to it. So Koby learning advanced armor haki could lead him to learning future sight, could lead him to learning gaining conquer sight. We don't know if Oda's gonna give it to him or not. Right now he doesn't have it, but it could lead him to learning new techniques. Like, it just can, an abundance of things he can do. So that's why I say he's gonna get exponentially stronger. We even see Koby recovering after this battle on Pirate Island, and his mind's racing from Vegapunk's message, and he said he's gonna write down everything later. And he even says to Prince, yo, things are coming to a head. Like, Koby knows that this is the time. Like, there's no more playing Marines, playing pirates. I call back to Kaido when he said that. This is the time. Luffy already had his moment in Wano where he had to grow up, and that's when Luffy became a Yonko. Koby had his moment in Pirate Island, but he needs another moment so he can officially become that Admiral level that he needs to get to, just to even have a chance in going toe-to-toe with Luffy. I also thought it was cool how Oda added Koby's reaction to Vegapunk speaking on the Will of D. He thinks back on Luffy, he thinks back on Garp. I thought that was pretty cool. And then Vegapunk says, among you there is question ... So Vegapunk talks about the chosen one that we've seen that Whitebeard talked about when it comes to Roger, who he's waiting for. But I feel like Koby is stopping that special Will D. That is his job as a Marine, but it's gonna be the reverse effect. He's probably gonna help them, but I'll explain this all and why I made this video. I believe Koby will be stuck between his morals and his duty as a Marine when trying to defeat Luffy, but also save the people that need to be saved, as Luffy's actions most of the times are heroic, even though he hates being called a hero. And when they meet, Koby would have to be strong enough to both help and fight Luffy, and gain Luffy's respect for the first time ever since chapter 2. And with the final saga being the first time they meet post time skip, I can't wait for how Oda handles it. But I believe it will be more mental than physical, and an Imu might even be involved as well. But I love Koby's determination after losing Garp on Pirate Island to Blackbeard Pirates. One thing Koby needs to do is stop all that Luffy fanboying that's going on, because Luffy doesn't fanboy over you the same way you fanboy over him, and he's slowly starting to stop that fanboying, as you can see throughout the story. And I feel like once that happens, he's gonna gain the respect of not just Luffy but the audience as well. In all honesty, I think Koby's destined to be the strongest Marine of all time. You can go debate in the comment section, but I think that's just the facts. And that's why I believe this final saga, when Koby and Luffy meets, it can determine how we view him as a character in the totality of it all.